What is up, you guys? It's your girl Angel Sky coming back at you today for something that I've never done. This is not my expertise, but as you guys know in my last vlog, I'm really trying to do acrylic nails myself. So I bought all my kits, everything I need. I bought the drill, I bought the nails, I bought the monomer, I bought the tips, I bought the clear acrylic. So I'm going to go ahead and get this done. I don't know how long it's gonna take. I've never done this. I did a fill on my last one, but that was super easy. You just put a little bit of acrylic, drill it, and you're done. This is a whole full set. So because of time management purposes, I'm not gonna do both nails. I'm just gonna show you doing my dominant hand. So we will see how that goes. I don't know. They do give you a brush with the kit, but this brush is so horrible. I hate it so much. So I'm gonna actually just use my own brush that I have that I think it'll be a little bit easier to apply, but who knows? Like I said, this is a learning experience. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna learn as I go and I'm gonna keep trying. So without further ado, let's just see how this turns out. So pray for me. Okay, so the products I'm using is the dehydrator, primer, dampen dish and brush, nail glue, and acrylic powder. So the first step is to file your nails to make them rigid so they adhere better. I did prep my nails beforehand, pushing back my cuticles and taking off any excess oil and the old acrylic that I had prior. So I got all that taken care of. So now I'm just filing my natural nails. The products I'm using is from Beauty Secrets. So this is their dehydrator that I'm putting on. So I'm just making sure to get it all even and on the nail. After I put the dehydrator on, I'm going to go ahead and let that dry for a minute. And I'm going to get my monomer poured into my dampen dish and get that all set up. The next step is the primer. So with the primer, you do have to be careful making sure you don't actually get it on your skin, because the primer is really not good for your skin, but it is key in making sure that your nails stay on. So the primer is a pretty important factor. If you don't have primer, pretty much your nails are just going to pop off. So make sure you have any type of primer when doing acrylic at home, because that's definitely going to help adhere your nails. Make sure you let them dry. And as you can tell, I did set out my nails just to make it an easier process. I already found my size. So now I'm going in with the nail glue. So at first, I tried to put the nail glue on the actual nail itself and then adhere it to my natural nail. But as you can see, it didn't work out too well for me, because that's what I was seeing on other YouTube videos and other YouTube people doing, was putting on the actual nail and then adhering it to their natural nail. But I had to pop this one off because it was crooked and it was bothering me. So I went ahead and popped that off. It was pretty easy to take off. And then I tried to put some more glue and put it on a little bit more better this time. So that worked out. I just held it down for 30 seconds and then I went on to my next nail. All right, so now that I have that straight, I'm going to my index finger and I'm gonna head and try to make it a little bit more rigid on the inside to see if it helps adhere it a little bit better, because it wasn't working for me. But that really didn't work either. Plus it was a weird camera angle. I was trying to let you guys see what I was doing, but since it was my first time, it was a little bit of a struggle for me. So I was trying to improv in this. But like I said, it wasn't working out. So I just went ahead and put the glue on my nail like I know how to do. And that worked out way better for me. So now I'm just going to go in and I'm going to put each nail, holding it down for 30 seconds just to make sure that it's really on there really well. The problem with these tips is they come down a little further. They're not just the tips. It does have some length to it. So I noticed I was getting a lot of bubbles with these nails. So I'm going to go and try to go on Amazon and just get the stiletto tips and not the French ones. These just seems more durable than the ones that came in the package. That's why I use these instead of the ones that they gave you. These are actually the Kiss nail tips that I had from a previous set that I tried to put on. So now that I got all my nails on, they're all looking good, they're all straight, I'm going to go ahead and clip them to my desired length. So pretty much what I do is I clip one side of the nail, I go in on the other side of the nail, and then I just bend it back and forth, and it makes a pretty clean line. I don't have an actual nail cutter, so I was just trying to use anything that I had available. Scissors weren't really working too well because it was bending the nail, so I found that this was the best way if you don't have an actual nail cutter for the nail extension. So it worked pretty well. And then I'm going in and I'm filing it into a coffin shape. So this to me is the most important process because you really want to make sure you have a good shape to your nails before you put on acrylic, because it's just going to be that much more difficult to shape the nails once the acrylic goes on. So you really want to make sure you have your shaping like really, really good to your liking, however thick or thin you like it. You just want to make sure that it looks good just as it is, so that when you put the acrylic on, it just all kind of falls into place, and then it's just less filing that you have to do at the end. So I did take my time with this. I know it looked kind of fast, but I did take my time. So I went ahead and got the shape that I wanted. Everything looks good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the nail file and the nail drill, which this Kiss drill was really kind of worthless. I mean, I think it's a really good drill for like natural nails. But as far as like acrylic or nail extensions, this is not the drill for you. Please don't go out and buy this drill if you're looking to use it on acrylic nails, because it's just not strong enough. I did try to use it because I was just trying to make the nail extension sit flush with my natural nail, just so you don't have as much of a gap. But like I said, this is the sharpest tool that I have in the bunch, and that was not cutting it. That was not working out too well. I was just pretty much using it for my natural nails. I'm actually going to take it back because I did order one on Amazon that I should be getting in the next day or two. So I'm excited about getting that nail drill. Please don't waste your $20. Like I said, unless you're going to use this on your actual natural nails, it's just not worth it. So now I'm going in with my 180 grit nail file, and I'm just kind of filing everything down just to make sure that everything is sitting flush. I'm not sure if you need to do this process. I'm just meticulous and I like to do things a certain way. So that's why this took me so long. Okay, so now I'm going in with the monomer and the acrylic, and I am using this brush. It didn't work out too well. See, what happened was this was an actual makeup brush that I had previously used for makeup, and I thought I cleaned it pretty well, but unfortunately I did not clean it pretty well because there was still makeup inside of this brush, which was getting in the monomer, which was getting in my acrylic nails. So that brush didn't work out too well, and I was pretty mad because it was really helping with the acrylic, just because it was a wide brush, but it was narrow at the same time. So it was really helping me kind of like push the acrylic around faster and more efficient than the other brush that actually came with the kit. So I was kind of going back and forth between using brushes because I really, really wanted to use this brush. So I was hoping that, you know, there was just a little bit of makeup in and not too much, but it all worked out. I mean, I was going to paint over these nails anyway, but I am going to invest in a better brush. I've heard the number 8 Alpha brush works really well on acrylic nails. So I'm going to go ahead and go on Amazon and actually order a really good brush for me because these brushes just weren't cutting it. I mean, at the end of the day, they both did what they had to do and they came out pretty well, especially for my first time doing acrylic nail set. I really wasn't sure what to expect and if I could get the apex just right like I wanted it. It did come out looking right. I just need the correct tools to be able to do it. And I think that's a big part of, you know, learning the nail acrylic art and technique of everything. It is a learning curve, but I think if you have the proper tools, I really think it's going to help you. So if you guys get like the correct brush and the correct nail tips, and you actually invest in good acrylic and monomer, I think it's going to be a lot easier, and I think it's going to be well worth the money. So that's pretty much the lesson that I learned today. It was a good first time, but with better tools and better products, I can already see it flourishing that much more. So I am going to go ahead and buy, quality professional products, and I think that will help. So I don't know. I guess we're just going to have to see. I will go ahead and update you guys as I get the products in and see if they're actually worth it or if they're not. But for now, I am happy the way that they came out. I was really happy with the apex or the arch that was in my nails, and I was really laser focused on getting that apex, because every time I go to the nail place, they can never seem to do that. They're always very, very flat nails, and that kind of bothers me. So I really wanted to make sure that I worked on that because that's important to me. So that was pretty much my main focus of this, was making sure that I got the shape of the nail right and the apex of the nail right, and just making sure that they are how I want them to be. Nobody can do my nails better than me because I know exactly what I want and the look that I'm trying to achieve. So that's kind of why I'm delving into this whole acrylic nail thing, is because I pay so much money to get my nails done, and I'm never truly satisfied when I come home. I'm always taking the nail polish off or fixing the shape and so on and so forth. So I figure, you know what? Let me try to do my own nails for once so that I can actually get the look that I want. So this is what this whole thing is about. I spend so much money and so much time on somebody else doing it, then I just turn around and redo what they did. So this is what they're looking like after all the acrylic is set and dry. I'm just going in with a nail file. Like I said, that drill from Kiss was not helping me at all with the acrylic. It wasn't taking much off, and I'd be sitting there for hours trying to file it down. This 180 grit nail file came in clutch because it was just efficient. It was on point. I think it was like 89 cents at Sally Beauty. Worth every penny because it really helped me shape my nails. Any type of nail file that they give you in any type of nail kit is never going to be worth anything. The actual nail file that it came with was supposedly a 100 grit. There's no way that little nail file was 100 grit, because it wasn't taking off any type of anything on my nail. So I am glad that I went the extra mile and bought an actual, really good nail file and a really good buffer, because those are one of the most important things in shaping and sculpting your nails. So well worth the money. Now I'm going in with this pretend drill and it's not going to do anything. It is not helping me shape or take anything away. Again, lesson learned. That is headed back to Walmart. But yeah, I mean, overall, I like the way they came out. I'm very satisfied, especially with this being my first time. As you can see, the shape is coming out really good. The only downfall I would say about this whole process is the nail tips were horrible. You could actually see like massive amounts of bubbles all over the actual nail, and because I use clear acrylic, it just showed up right through. So this is not a type of nail style where I can use anything that's like clear polish or glitter polish, because you're going to be able to see those bubbles from the tips. So I'm going to be excited to get my actual tips in the mail because you're not going to be able to see those. They just go on, right on the tip. They glue down. They're good to go. Or you can even use the nail forms. I am not there yet. But the nail forms are pretty much getting rid of the tips, and you just do straight acrylic. And when you're done, you take the nail forms off. Again, I'm not there yet. I'm just learning this whole acrylic game. So it's going to take me a while to get there. Until then, I will be using my tips. But not these. So lesson learned. So I did learn a couple different lessons, but I mean, to each their own. You try your own steps out. If you guys were thinking about doing it, I would say do it. It's really, it's not that easy, but it's not as hard as you think it is. And I think once you get the acrylic part down, everything else is pretty much easy from there. It's just sculpting and shaping and making sure that the form comes out properly. So that's just what I'm doing here. I will go ahead and let you guys watch this process, and I will be back with you once I have them all shaved down and sculpted to my liking. Okay, so now that I have them all sculpted and shaped, now I'm going to go in with my buffer. Again, I got this from Sally Beauty. I think it was about $1 something. Well worth the money, well worth every single penny. Super cheap, but you really do need this because it helps get all those scratches and scruffs and buffs that the actual nail grit gets on you. So this just gives you a very clean look after you're done. So that's just what I'm doing. I'm going over all the nails and I'm buffing them, making sure there's nothing hanging on the bottoms of the nails, making sure the surface of the top of the nails are nice and smooth. And then once I am done with my buffing, I'm going to choose a polish because like I said, y'all gonna see the bubbles and I'm not about that life. So I'm actually gonna put a polish over these nails because I do like the actual shape of them. I just don't like the way that they look with the bubbles in them. So I'm going to go ahead and get these buffed up and I'm going to pick out my polish and I will show you what it's looking like. Okay, so the polish I picked out from this is Mochi Mochi from Essie Nails. And I was going to do the diamond top coat from Sally, but then I decided that I wanted something a little bit pinkier, a little bit sparklier. I actually did that same combo in the last time I did my nails with the blue. So I did decide to go in with a different top coat polish for this just because I just thought it looked better. My daughter had a vision, so I decided that that would be closer to her vision than that other one. But I did go ahead and use my Essie nails because I am obsessed with this color. If ever I don't know what to paint my nails, I always go back to this color. It's just like the end all be all to my nails, and I always go back to it a couple times a month. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply it on my nails. I did do my right hand. I just didn't show it in this video, but at the end of the video, I will go ahead and I will show you how both hands are looking like. I was pleasantly surprised at how well I did on my non-dominant hand because I thought it'd be way more difficult than it was to do on my non-dominant hand, but it wasn't too bad. Shaping and sculpting wasn't too bad. The drilling, the filing, everything, I actually did maybe even a better job on my non-dominant hand. I don't know. You let me know in the comments down below which hand you thought was better, but I was very surprised at how it turned out. So now I'm just doing my last finger. I'm doing my thumb, and then we will move on to the top coat, and I'll go ahead and I'll show you what that's looking like. Okay, so that is 2 coats of the Mochi Mochi, and unfortunately, it broke. So this is just the little cheap glitter polish you get from CVS. I think it's like 2 for $2.50. So I went ahead and just improv'd. I took off the top and I was just working with that stumpy little nub. But I was really happy in using this because I was going to go in and do one gold nail. But then after I saw this, I thought it'd be a really complementary color on top of the Mochi Mochi pink. So that's what I did. I did 2 coats of the Mochi Mochi pink, and then I did 2 coats of this glitter sparkle pink, and that is how they're turning out. I'm loving this combo. It really is a very subtle glitter, and that's why I like it. So I am so proud of myself. Look. Are you guys ready? Boom. Yep. I did this all by myself. My very first full set acrylic. You look at this. Look at the apex. I mean, I'm so proud of myself. Look. I did this by myself at home. So that is it. That wraps it up. My DIY do-it-yourself acrylic nails at home. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.